What is up, everybody? Good morning and welcome back to Marvel Rivals. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at M0xyy. He's kind of the number one, known as the number one Namor in Marvel Rivals. So let's just get right into the replay. He is also playing with Eating Pizza right now, who's that Iron Fist that we spectated the other day. And he is going to be playing with Very Sticky Guy, which I believe is M0xyy as well. So we'll get right into it. And I did want to spectate a good Namor because the other day I was playing with some friends, and one of my friends kind of mentioned that good Namors always have these weird little angles that they put their squids on, making them harder to hit, distracting the enemy a little bit more, and it really does play a role in how much damage you can do as Namor, how much kill pressure you have as Namor. So I kind of wanted to see how this guy places his squids, how he's able to maintain a higher celestial rank and go from there. So we'll see what he does. Going for the backline squids here, though, getting some damage on the cloak and dagger. Gets kidnapped and absolutely fried, but I think actually dying there would have been a huge, not a huge loss, but because it is such a quick run back, but the fact that he's able to survive is pretty huge. And he is going for this big flank, spreading out his turrets. Gets a beautiful pick on that Punisher there. And his squids are going absolutely crazy. The enemy actively has to turn around to hit those, which is pretty cool. And his team is able to capitalize on all of that backline pressure that he's getting using that big pillar in the center to get around them. And he zones off most of the team with the squids in the backline there, and then his team is able to focus down this Magneto. So already phenomenal squid placement, already phenomenal damage placement, and he does have a team that is able to capitalize on that too. So that's going to be very important in a lot of games, obviously, but and I do like putting these squids on walls. I see a lot of people put these squids out in the open, like on the road right there, like the other Namor did. And those are just going to die. I don't know. I see a lot of people still do that, and I don't think that they're, in a lot of situations, I don't think that they're the best call. He does use his left shift to get some high ground, slow falls, and then gets the squids on high ground there. Nice thing to do for sure. And then he ends up throwing a couple squids in melee, but that's because they have a ton of follow-up damage here. They're pressing forward, so the squids are going to still be able to do some work because the enemy is not going to be focused on them. They're going to be focused on the actual enemy players. This Psylocke is going to have an absolutely terrible time. She's just, getting rocked by squids as she's trying to make something happen, so... And he's getting a ton of value off of these squids here. Unfortunately, not able to get that lasted on the rocket until a little bit later. We'll double a dink to take out both those healers. And his team is able to quickly get that second point. I might have been looking at the wrong replay. Maybe he doesn't die that much in this one. But maybe this is the stomp. I don't remember which one I clicked on. But hey, here we go. This character definitely does seem like something that a lot of newer players tend to pick up and they think is going to be kind of their one-way ticket to Celestial. And, while that is true, he is a little bit easier to play, I would say, than a lot of other characters. No character is just going to get you there for free. So it is always good to see what higher level players are doing, things that you can keep in mind. And that Psylocke is, again, having a really terrible time. Able to counter the storm a little bit. Gets a nice 2-tap with those auto attacks and that alt fire there. And this Iron Fist wreaking havoc in the backline as well. And now we just get to play cart. We just get to hang out and vibe. Putting down these squids so they have a nice angle of both the doors as the enemy is looking to come out. Refreshes that squid. You can only have 2 squids out, I believe, too. So if you pop that third squid, then the other one will go away. So in case you've been playing Namor and throwing all 3 squids out, thinking you're getting giga damage out there, yeah, that's not the case. And his team just is kind of not dying. I mean, we just have, both support ults being blown there, one support ult being blown there. The enemy team used absolutely everything they had, and that Luna ult was able to soak that up pretty easily. And they get the nice 3-0 win on the half. So we'll go into the next half and see what's going on. This should be a little bit of a longer, more exciting half here. But sticking with the Namor on defense, which is kind of his strong suit. It was cool to see kind of his turret placement on offense too, because, you know, Namor is definitely known as more of a defensive hero. But he was able to deal with that Psylocke, get a good amount of damage on that Storm, and then also use those turrets to push and finish off enemies that the Iron Fist gets a little bit low. Iron Fist just hopping around in the front line there, causing some crazy chaos there, and then we're using this back wall to put some turrets on, get the damage behind that Magneto shield and the Doctor Strange shield as well. Especially with 2 blocking tanks, you want to make sure that you're not just pumping into the shield with those squids. And again, throwing a squid over to the left as he plays over on the right. Unfortunately, is taken out there, and they are going to lose this fight pretty heavily off of the rip here. And they did make pretty quick time on their first point too, so should be kind of an even battle here. But gonna just fully reset, and then we're looking for this other high ground wall over here, getting some damage from high ground. The enemy team having a Hawkeye though, just the guaranteed one shot on those squids, I believe. It's gonna be kind of annoying, but should be okay. Get a nice knockdown and kill on the Cloak and Dagger there. And then we do see the Iron Fist pop ult there. Not get a whole lot out of that. I think Loki ulting offensively is a little bit bait. What do we think? I think Loki ulting defensively is usually the play, like at least 80% of the time. Leave a comment if you agree. Leave a comment if you don't agree. I'm curious. And I've never seen anyone actually use this back wall over here, going for a little bit more of a flanking maneuver. I think he's a little bit too deep here, so. But it ends up working out, and he's able to get some good turret placement, again, behind the enemy lines, making sure the turrets fall behind those shields. Iron Fist is able to push people back, and getting some good follow-up damage on this Loki. On this Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is kind of torn between blocking one way and blocking another way, so great flank, ended up working out. And we are sitting on a lot of ults, so I'm expecting those to come out pretty soon. Unfortunately, the enemy, if they ult here, I mean, they're just barely past their point, so. There we go. We see Cloak ult, Storm ult, Hawkeye ult, and Magneto. Magneto does end up getting the one shot on the Cloak, but m0xyy is going to be taken out there. I think his team should be able to hold for just a little bit as the Cloak and Dagger ult is popped. And the Mag and Storm both fall as well. They're able to take control over that point again. And we're just going to waddle back from spawn. Doing okay so far. We're 25-2, 16 final hits. Doing some good damage. Storm still just getting the edge on us in damage, but phenomenal start. Definitely how you want to see some ranked games going. And he just gets clipped by this Hawkeye here, so that's just unfortunate. We're just going to respawn, and the team's just going to back up, pop that Luna ult to stay alive as they back up here too. And then we do see the Storm ult coming out here too. It's going to be a little bit delayed, so the Luna ult isn't going to be able to keep her team safe. And that was just kind of a bad lineup of cooldowns here. Don't have access to that Cloak and Dagger ult. And m0xyyy's just kind of run in here and look for a flank, but his team was dying on the front line of it, so they're going to lose this second point, reset the timer to 3 minutes and 45 seconds. The Hawkeye on the enemy team are wreaking absolute havoc, getting a nice two-piece. Doctor Strange finishing one off as well, and this is where they just need to fully reset, get their bearings, and come back at it. I already think this is a little bit too far to be playing up without a whole lot of team near him. But again, we're going for this flank, trying to get some squids in the back line. Tries to get the kind of cheeky one shot on that Storm before she's able to get in here. Luckily, there's a healer playing with him, but still going to be taken out. That was super, super aggressive. Not sure that was worth it. They do lose about half the distance on the cart here, and they are going to be trying to keep it at a 3-2 win. Getting a little bit too aggressive after his dominant performance in the first round. And we do trade Cloak and Dagger ults here. Mag not able to get the one shot there. And then we're going to be looking for the knockdown. Gets a nice finish on the Storm, but a couple members of his team are taken out here. And again, going for these flanking squids over here. Getting some good backline damage. Unfortunately, can't kill that Hawkeye there, but really, really trying to keep this high ground here, but he doesn't have a whole lot of support from his team to keep that high ground, so and lots of ults being popped. Doctor Strange ult. We got Storm ult from the enemy team. Doctor Strange ult from both teams. And landing some very, very nice auto attacks there, taking a couple people low. The rest of his team able to finish them off. And we have just under 2 minutes left. And we finally kind of stopped the momentum from the enemy team here. Likes playing this little hallway too. So I think he's going to be looking for another one of those things that he did earlier. Dropping some squids in the back line. Looking to get a combo, like a right-click combo on the Cloak and Dagger here. Or onto the Loki. But they are turning on him very, very quick. And I'm not sure if this is working. At this point, that strat is kind of, it seems like it's been figured out by the enemy team. So I'm not sure. I think we just play a little bit more front to back here. Maybe a bit of a flank that's closer to his team. I think that's going to be a little bit more effective than what that hallway can provide. Gets a nice dodge on the Magneto ult. Cloak and Dagger and Magneto both pop theirs as well. And this Storm is getting on him big time. Luckily, he's able to land the one shot on the Hawkeye before he is taken out. But his whole team is getting rocked. And 4.5 meters left. Luna ult comes out, so they are going to be able to stand on that and touch. Looking to get some damage on this Loki. His team coming in like absolute warriors off of spawn. We trade Eye of Agamotto's again. Still able to take out that Cloak and Dagger here. Luckily that Hawkeye doesn't hit that lethal shot. And there we go. Able to hold this point with just about 4.5 meters left. Oh boy. Making sure that someone is standing on that. Not leaving anything to chance, as the Doctor Strange and the enemy team is standing on that as well. And I think we should wait for the Loki lamps here. Maybe a little bit of an early ult. But we are in overtime, so anything to get people to move away from the point should be good. And there we go. We're just going to get the dub. 3-2. Very, very, very close game. Just about as close as you can get without going into a third round. And there you have it. Just some ideas for squid placement on Namor. So if you play this character, especially if you play on this map, definitely keep a couple of those squid placement ideas in mind. Try and get some of these backline combos like you did in the first round. That's how they won that so easily. And we do go 39-8, 23 final hits, 22k damage, pretty good all around. If you want to see more replays and gameplay from this guy, he does stream as well, I believe. And he does have his profile on public, so if you want to watch any more of his replays, feel free to do that. I will, of course, leave the replay ID in the description below. Leave a comment what you guys want to see next. Thank you guys for all the support so far, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.